First tonight on our news, the grieving process continues.
Some of the family members of those 10 victims that died in a tragic plane crash coming to the morgue here at Princess Margaret Hospital this morning. Stay tuned to our news tonight for more details.
Plus, we're learning more from the Airport Accident Authority as it relates to what may have led to that Independence Day plane crash.
It would appear that the aircraft would have been configured for landing at the time of the accident.
And then, a Haitian man accused of threatening a police during a routine demolition exercise last week has been granted bail. We have the courtroom details. And then in our news at 7:30, tributes for those that perished in the Independence Day plane crash continue. Tonight, our Delvado Emmanuel joins us live from the Pond Bar for a special memorial underway. We have the details for these stories and more as our news live at 7 starts now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm Megan Shepard. A quiet yet somber scene outside the Rand morgue at Princess Margaret Hospital today as some family members of the victims of Friday's fatal Independence Day plane crash arrived to identify the remains of their loved ones. 10 people, including the pilot and 9 passengers, were killed when the aircraft went down in North Andros. Authorities have not said which victims' remains were returned to Nassau, given the severity of the crash. But despite the uncertainty, relatives gathered at the morgue as they continue to grapple with their loss. Howard Joshua Williams has more.
Another busy morning here at the Princess Margaret Hospital as family members of the 10 victims who tragically died in a plane crash slowly trickled in here at the morgue throughout the morning, many of them emotional. The morning began quietly as other families visited the morgue to view their loved ones. But as the day went on, relatives of the plane crash victims began to arrive, many choosing not to speak with the media as they grieved in private. While remains have been returned to the capital, authorities have not indicated which of the 10 victims have been identified. This as the tragedy continues to weigh heavily on the country. The Flamingo Air Cessna 402 registration Charlie 6 Foxtrot Lima X-ray crashed into bushes nearby San Andres Airport on July 10th, claiming the lives of all 10 people on board. Among them were a teenager, several Androsians, a well-known DJ, and members of a local band. One of those musicians was Giovanni McKenzie. Loved ones remember him as a dedicated keyboardist, a man of faith, and someone who gave countless hours of service to his church. Outside the hospital, Associate Pastor Shaquille Hanna said McKenzie had told him he would be back in Nassau in time to play for Sunday's church service.
He fostered so many relationships, obviously with the music team, with the praise team, but even persons throughout the congregation. So, coming there Sunday in a time once again where we're supposed to be celebrating, and we see the keyboard is there, the chairs there is draped. It was a hard service.
And while they're mourning, Hanna says they're still searching for answers.
There's still uncertainty. There's still unclarity, right? There were obviously persons who were responsible for various aspects of aviation and all these things. So all of these things we just need answers for.
As for how Giovanni McKenzie's life will be honored,
we're still processing. So as we're processing, we're doing things, we're discussing, but there's no definite thing that we will do for sure. He is a brother, he's a friend, he is family. So, we go out of our way, personally as Revolution Church, to do all that we can do to honor our friends, our families, and our officers of the church.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, tributes continue to pour in for the victims of the tragic North Andros plane crash on Independence Day. The family of Melvin Henfield, who many know as DJ Fresh, releasing a heartfelt statement. He was among 10 victims who lost their lives on July 10th. The family says they never imagined that when Melvin left for work on Independence Day, it would be the last time they would see him alive. They describe his death as a loss that has left a void words cannot express. While many knew him as the energetic and charismatic DJ Fresh, his family says he was, above all, a devoted father to his 2 daughters, a loving son, brother, and nephew, A native of North Andros, they say Melvin loved God, was dedicated to building a better future for his family, and was an ambitious entrepreneur determined to leave a lasting legacy for his children. The Handfield family also extending their deepest condolences to the other families who lost loved ones in the tragedy, and asked the public to keep all of those affected in their prayers. Tonight, new details are emerging in the investigation into Friday's deadly plane crash in North Andros. Crash investigators now say the ill-fated Flamingo Air flight appeared to be preparing to land when it went down, claiming the lives of all 10 people on board. As they investigate, they won't have the aid of a black box recorder. Our Telvardo Emmanuel has the details in this report.
As the Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority continued to piece together what went wrong during that fatal Independence Day plane crash, they're calling it one of the worst aircraft accidents in our history.
It was determined that the landing gear was observed to be in an extended position, and the flaps were also observed to be in an extended position. So based on those observations, it would appear that the aircraft would have been configured for landing at the time of the accident.
That's one of the first major findings released by Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority, 4 days after the deadly crash near San Andros Airport. Investigators say the Cessna 402C departed Lynden Pinling International Airport just after 12:30 Friday afternoon with 1 pilot and 9 passengers on board. Aircraft Accident Investigators Authority Chief Investigator Kendall Dorsett Jr. says preliminary flight data shows the aircraft descended towards San Andros before striking trees and coming to rest in a heavily wooded area.
This area was to the west of runway 12 of the San Andres Airport at a distance of approximately 1 nautical mile. The aircraft was destroyed by fire.
All 10 passengers on board were killed. Among them were 5 band members of the popular Bahamian group The Pawn Band, band leader Giovanni McKenzie, Rashad Stewart, Mateo Winder, Tony Gillett, and Travis Johnson. The other victims included Ocean Key employees Quentin Myers and Macario Roll, pilot Franklin Cambridge, and 16-year-old Nicholas Oliver Jr., and popular DJ Melvin Handfield, also known as DJ Fresh. As the investigation continues, Dorsett says the aircraft itself, particularly its engine, will be sent to the United States for further examination.
Once we recover the aircraft, that's when we transport it to the United States. And so that's the main piece of evidence is the aircraft itself. But so photo documentation, taking of measurements, and observing the condition of the aircraft, that's really what was the focus at that time.
Officials also confirmed that the aircraft was not equipped with a black box, something they say is not required for an aircraft of this size. However, Dorsett says this will not hinder the investigation, as investigators have other evidence to help determine what caused the crash.
Certainly, the evidence that we can collect, it does give us an indication, and it provides enough information for us to come up with a determination of probable cause and other findings.
Investigators say they will now review maintenance records, the pilot's records, air traffic control, communications, weather data, witness statements, fuel records, and human factors as they work to determine what exactly happened. As for when families and the public can expect answers, officials say a preliminary report will be released in 30 days and the final report a year from now. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvardo Emmanuel.
Well, a Haitian man accused of threatening a policeman during last week's demolition of the Montgomery Village shantytown has been granted $9,000 bail. Prosecutors allege James Lee Albrum threatened ASP Forrester Carroll with death. He denied making the death threats but admitted to using obscene language and behaving in a disorderly manner at his arraignment before Assistant Chief Magistrate Shaka Serville. According to Albrum, he got upset when officers stopped him from retrieving his belongings before the demolition. Albrum, who says he was born in the Bahamas and has a pending application for citizenship, returns to court for trial in September. Meantime, the government's plan to recruit hundreds of teachers from Ghana has sparked strong pushback from the Bahamas Union of Teachers, which says it was never consulted and that qualified Bahamian educators are still waiting to be hired. Our Chinasa Outen reports.
The announcement that 300 Ghanaian teachers could soon be coming to the Bahamas has triggered fresh outrage from the Bahamas Union of Teachers. Union President Belinda Wilson says members were blindsided after learning of the agreement through a social media post by Ghana's Minister of Foreign Affairs. She says the union was never included in the negotiations.
This is egregious and highly offensive to the hard-working, dedicated teachers of the Bahamas.
Meanwhile, Wilson says that during recent meetings, the union presented its own recommendation for addressing the teacher shortage, including hiring more qualified Bahamians. She says many university graduates from 2025 and 2026 classes are still waiting to be employed.
Some of them have waited for months and years for salary reassessment, confirmation, rental allowances, marking for examinations, the allowance, disturbance allowance, hardship allowance, coaching allowances, and more.
The union president is also questioning what the vetting process for the incoming teachers will look like. She says while the government moved quickly to negotiate an international agreement, local teachers have been waiting for months and in some cases years for back pay and other outstanding matters to be resolved. Opposition Deputy Leader and Shadow Minister of Education Shannon Cartwright also criticized the government's approach.
This is a slap in the face to teachers across our nation. The very fact that the Bahamian public in general, and the Bahamas Union of Teachers in particular, became aware of such an agreement via a social media post of a foreign diplomat speaks to the lack of consultation and fundamental disrespect the government continues to show our educators.
Wilson also warns that if issues remain unsolved, the union is prepared to take industrial action.
We'll occupy Russell Square. That's the People's Square. The date and time to be announced.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education released a statement saying recruiting teachers from overseas is a part of its efforts to address a global teacher shortage. Education Minister Chester Cooper says all recruits will undergo a rigorous vetting process, including qualification checks, background screening, and a mandatory 6-month training program before even entering Bahamian classrooms. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chinasa Houghton.
All right, thanks so much, Shanasa. And straight ahead at 7:30, the Education Minister is addressing the issue outside Cabinet this morning. Stay tuned for the details. But for now, we turn our attention to the Weather Center, where meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by with your first look at temperatures. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Tuesday evening, everybody. Another very warm day around the islands. Temperatures managed to get into the 90s, and we still have that heat advisory in effect for the entire chain. 87 degrees is our current temperature on the outside. Your winds out of the east-southeast at 7 miles per hour. You notice we don't have much in terms of any clouds out there. Feels like temperature is a very warm 96 degrees. Current temperatures right now around the chain of islands. We are back into the mid to upper 80s, 88 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 87s, Alistown, Bimini, Great Harpy, the Berry Islands, over in the capital as well. 86s, Marshall, Abaco, Governor Sabri, Eleuthera, Nicholstown, North Andros, 88 there. 87 in Kemps Bay, South Andros, 85s, Black Point, Exuma, Georgetown, Exuma as well. Port Nelson, Rum Key, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, a pair of 86s in Arthurstown, Cat Island, and Deadman's Key, Long Island, and into the southeast Bahamas. 84, Duncantown, Ragged Island, 85s, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay. Abrahams Bay, 83, 84 in Matthewtown, Renagua, good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands. You have a temperature right now of 86. Satellite radar composite, high pressure in charge at the surface and the loft. We do still have that ridge of high pressure extending across us, along with that Saharan dust that's continuing to provide us with those very toasty temperatures out there. So once again, we will be repeating this. If you plan on being on the outdoors, make sure you stay hydrated and take some frequent breaks. Not much change expected as that high pressure system stays with us for the next several days, actually until the end of the week. The Saharan dust will thin out, but we do expect another batch to be getting in here by next week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at our weather when we come back.
Coming up in sports, the World Cup shows you just how amazing sports can be when you just root for a flag. So today, we're only talking national team stuff.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other.
Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m.
The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the record.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392 Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
And I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. So we've got 40 athletes across 10 disciplines headed to the Dominican Republic for the region's premier multi-sport event. Think of it as the Olympics on a smaller scale, but with a lot of bachata music. A lot. The summer of Team Bahamas just keeps on rolling. Now the Bahamas Olympic Committee has named the team for the 25th Central American and Caribbean Games, July 25th through August 8th in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. We're sending athletes in 10 different sports: track and field, swimming, boxing, judo, sailing, golf, archery, equestrian, esports, and wrestling. You don't just get over a loss like the one the national team took on Sunday night, but there's only one way to at least try to. You get back at it, and we had to do it in hostile territory against the hosts. After letting one slip away against the DR, Team Bahamas closed out in the fourth quarter last night and responded with a gutty 73-67 win over Nicaragua at the FIBA Central Basket America qualifiers. 12 lead changes had the crowd into it, especially when Nicaragua tied the game at 67 with under 2 minutes left to play. But LaShawn Higgs said, not today. She knocked down the go-ahead jumper that put the Bahamas back in front, and the defense did the rest, holding Nicaragua to a single field goal over the last 3 minutes. They don't just dominate at home, they take their show on the road too. Some of the country's best young swimmers made their mark on the Pan Am Aquatics Champs. It was a 3-person team, but one made an absolute star turn in Colombia on the international stage. Kriston Joseph put on a show and put the Bahamas in the spotlight by winning 5 medals. That'll do it for sports, but there's more where that came from. The good vibes are back right here on Our News at 7:30.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the death toll from a Bangkok bar fire rises to 30. Plus, new data reveals Europe recorded 10,000 excess deaths during their late June heat wave. And Trinidad signing 3 memoranda of understanding with U.S. companies, paving the way for more than $5 billion in investment related to data centers. We have the details when our news returns.
Ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The death toll from a huge fire in a Bangkok music bar has increased to 30, officials said Tuesday. More than 70 people were injured in the Sunday night tragedy, with 24 of them still in critical condition. Initial details said 18 of the dead were women and 9 were men, while the injured included 41 women and 34 men. The blaze, the city's deadliest in 17 years, broke out shortly before midnight in a northern part of the Thai capital. Firefighters needed half an hour to bring it under control. Former patrons of the bar and other mourners visited the site Tuesday, adding to the growing pile of flowers leaning on the guardrails, cordoning off the location of the blaze. A late June heatwave across 27 European countries is linked to more than 10,000 excess deaths recorded in a single week. The elderly were disproportionately affected, with individuals over 65 accounting for over 9,000 of the excess deaths. While the figures represent excess deaths from all causes, researchers identified the extreme heat as the only clear explanation for the unusual mortality spike. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has signed 3 memoranda of understanding with U.S. companies that could pave the way for more than $5 billion in investment, including 2 large-scale data center projects that officials say could help diversify the country's economy and create more than 5,000 jobs. The agreements establish frameworks for cooperation and due diligence on projects involving data centers, artificial intelligence infrastructure, and the recommissioning of the Point Liases iron and steel plant. A data center is a highly secure facility that houses thousands of computer servers used to store, process, and distribute digital information. The facilities require massive amounts of electricity to keep servers running continuously and significant cooling systems to prevent equipment from overheating. On the other side of this break, all roads lead to Grand Bahamas Taino Beach as Goombay Summer Festival kicks off this Thursday. And then in our news at 7:30, the Education Minister confirming the incoming 300 Ghanian teachers will have the standard benefits shared by Bahamian teachers. That's coming up when our news continues.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, industry leaders, cultural icons, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held leaders accountable, and given
The Ministry of Tourism kicking off the summer energy over on Grand Bahama with the return of the Gumbe Summer Festival this July 16th, 23rd, and 30th, or every Thursday, on Taino Beach. Organizers say this year's festival will be bigger than ever, with great food, music, and family fun for everyone. Ministry of Tourism Coordinator Ava Andrew tells us the fun kicks off at 6 p.m.
We invite the entire community of Grand Bahama to come out. Come early. Enjoy the coconut husking demonstration. Enjoy the conch cracking demonstration. There will be a variety of food and beverage vendors, a kiddies corner, as well as entertainment for the entire family.
And Carnival Cruise Line, through its Celebration Key project, is a major partner this year. Guest Experience Manager Della Bridgewater says the initiative is about more than entertainment. It's about investing in people, supporting local businesses, and strengthening the community.
Our investment extends beyond our destination. It is about investing in people, supporting local businesses, celebrating Bahamian talent, and creating memorable opportunities that strengthen our communities for generations to come. We believe that tourism is so much more than welcoming visitors to our shores. It's about celebrating people, culture, and the traditions that make the Bahamas unlike anywhere else in the world.
To watch any of today's top stories, be sure to visit ournews.bs or join the conversation at Our News Bahamas on your favorite social media platform. That's going to do it for our news at 7. I'm Megan Shepard, handing it over to our Jerome Sawyer for the latest headlines.
Thank you very much, Megan. You know, any opportunity to go to Grand Bahama, especially after the week that we've been having, so I would tell you could go.
I was waiting for the grand announcement.
We'll see. On Friday, we'll have this conversation again.
Miss Gumbe.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Megan. Well, coming up tonight, a memorial for 5 band members killed in Friday's plane crash, plus a heartwarming tale of a special gift of a man's best friend. Here's a look at your latest headlines. Ahead tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, a tribute to the 5 members of the Pawn Band killed in that tragic Independence Day crash in Andros. Our Delvado Emmanuel is live tonight with updates on the investigation and the identification of bodies started today. Also tonight, a look back at some of the worst aviation disasters in the past 2 decades. From an R&B superstar to a homegrown global giant known for his prophetic sermons and evangelism, the tragedies that grip and the world. Plus,
there's never been sufficient teachers in the school. I'm a product of the public school system. We've always had a shortage of teachers.
The education minister addresses the latest controversy in education. And later, a happy ending for a dog owner who lost his best friend in a shooting with a corrections officer earlier this year. Our News Live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
Spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentleman that came to the installation were
The dangers are escalating. Vaping liquid marijuana is on the rise, damaging lungs and increasing stroke risk. And a deadly new trend, lean, cough syrup, soda, and candy, a lethal combination that can cause seizures and even death. Possession means arrest and prosecution. I am Corporal 2641 Rory Fox of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Protect your loved ones. Learn more by visiting our website.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in
Hello and welcome to our News Live at 7:30. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jerome Sawyer in for Atalia Hall tonight. Mourners gathering at this hour to remember those 5 band members who died in that tragic plane crash in Andros on Friday. Tonight's memorial of the Pond Band comes at the end of 2 significant events today. Crash investigators gave their first press conference to update the public on the crash as family members began the painful process of identifying the dead. Our Delvado Emmanuel is live tonight with the very latest on this story. Delvado?
Yes, good evening, Jerome. I'm here at the Pond Restaurant located on Fire Trail Road for candlelight visuals for those 10 individuals who lost their lives on that fatal Independence Day flight. Now, family and friends are now gathering to memorialize those individuals. Now, before we get into that, just for those who may have not gotten a chance to view our earlier broadcast, now I can confirm that crash investigators have revealed new details into that flight. According to them, based on the lowered landing gear and the extended flaps, that flight was indeed preparing for landing before it hit those woody areas off of Andros, then bursting into flames. Now, I also can confirm that several family members did positively identify their loved ones today, as well as others who may not have gotten a chance to identify them. They'll have to wait for further DNA testing. Now, Jerome, this latest incident forces us to look back at other aviation incidents that struck our country in the past. The Flamingo air crash in North Andros on July 10th is now being counted among the deadliest aviation disasters in modern Bahamian history. And while the cause of Friday's crash remains under investigation, it is not the first time the nation has been left mourning lives lost in the skies. One of the most memorable tragedies came on August 25, 2001, when internationally acclaimed R&B singer Aaliyah was killed along with 8 others after a small Cessna 402 crashed just moments after taking off from Marsh Harbor, Abaco. The 22-year-old had just finished filming her hit music video, Rock the Boat. Then on October 10, 2010, 9 men heading to San Salvador's Discovery Day Festival died when a Cessna crashed into waters off Lake Killarney shortly after leaving Nassau. 4 years later, on November 9, 2014, the country mourned the loss of Dr. Miles Monroe and his wife Ruth and 7 others when their Lear jet struck a shipyard crane while approaching Grand Bahama International Airport. In November 2018, well-known pilot Byron Ferguson lost his life after his aircraft crashed into waters off Love Beach. In July 2021, 2 Bahamian pilots, Levan Paul and Jason Allen, were killed when a stolen aircraft crashed in Abaco after failing to gain altitude. Then on June 5, 2022, a Piper Navajo crashed shortly after takeoff in Deadman's Key, Long Island. 6 people survived, but passenger Alethea Newbold died from her injuries. More recently, in September 2024, a flight from Nassau to Andros ditched into waters west of New Providence. 2 people died, while 4 others survived. And now in July 2026, 10 people have lost their lives in the Flamingo air crash in North Andros. As investigators search for answers, each of these tragedies serve as a sober reminder of the critical importance of aviation safety in an island nation that depends heavily on air travel. Yes, Jerome. Now, according to crash investigators, Preliminary reports will be ready in 30 days, and that final report will be ready a year from now. And of course, like I said, I'm here at the Pond Restaurant for that candlelight vigil. Family members, friends are here all gathered. The band is behind me. They're all set and ready. So, of course, we'll be here for the rest of the night. For those of you at home, stay tuned to our news social media pages. Also, tune in tomorrow for our tomorrow's newscast on Wednesday for a full recap of tonight's event. Back to you, Jerome.
Thank you very much, Delvado. We do appreciate the reporting tonight, bringing us up to speed. A sad occasion, but certainly a very important one as the band members, the country, the group, the families all begin that healing process, but a very long road to travel. Thank you very much for your reporting tonight. Well, we're now learning more about the government's decision to hire 300 teachers in time for the upcoming school year. These teachers from Ghana raising a lot of concern among existing teachers, especially those within the Bahamas Union of Teachers. Education Minister Chester Cooper talking to reporters this morning ahead of the weekly cabinet meeting. Our Evelyn Ferguson reports tonight.
300 Ghanaian teachers will be heading to public school classrooms this fall, and according to Education Minister Chester Cooper, their contracts will have the standard benefits shared by Bahamian teachers. Cooper addressing the issue as he spoke to reporters ahead of today's cabinet meeting at the office of the Prime Minister.
All of the unions, they flagged the issue of a shortage of teachers in the classroom. We are focused on solutions. We are focused on results. We are focused on supporting Bahamian teachers.
It's no secret that the Bahamas has faced a shortage of teachers, and Cooper says it's an issue that the Davis administration is addressing. According to the Education Minister, the recruitment process was fair and transparent, and he says they look to fill the gaps with qualified Bahamians before looking outside the country. Still, it sparked outrage and pushback from the Bahamas Union of Teachers.
We've already executed an industrial agreement for Beckerwool. We are close to completing the agreement for the BUT. We've already agreed for the most part financial terms of pay, etc. With the BUT, and that negotiation is progressing. Sometimes last week, in fact, we reached out to the BUT to continue those discussions.
As for their ministry's relationship with the Bahamas Union of Teachers, the Education Minister says there have been talks, and he expects there'll soon be a resolution to an ongoing back and forth over an industrial agreement.
It's going to be a standard process of recruitment and standard contracts. These foreign teachers would be aligned with the same benefit packages that Bahamian teachers would receive. They will stay as long as they're needed. I indicated that this has been a decades-old issue, and we are going to be very methodical in how we resolve it.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Evelyn Ferguson.
Well, a policeman will have to pay for damage caused to a patrol car during an on-duty collision after the Court of Appeal rejected his last chance appeal. Corporal Randolph Newton was convicted of driving without due care and attention stemming from a November 9th, 2020 accident on University Drive. Now, Newton was responding to an emergency call when he drove against the flow of traffic, ran a red light, and crashed into Marlon Briscoe's car. Newton's conviction was first upheld in 2025 by Justice Gregory Hilton. The Court of Appeal denied an appeal against his decision this week. Moving forward now, it's time now for your first look at temperatures across the country. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center tonight. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jerome, and happy Tuesday evening, everybody. A very, very hot day around the islands. Temperature-wise, we got into the 90s, still have that heat advisory in effect for the entire chain of islands, so if you plan on doing anything on the outdoors, make sure you stay hydrated. 87 degrees is our current temperature with an east-southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Feels like temperature, a very warm 96 degrees. Satellite radar composite, no change in the weather. We still have that ridge of high pressure across us. That's at the surface and aloft. We have some high-level moisture moving across us, not producing any rainfall, but some Saharan dust is limiting the shower chances across our chain of islands. So it's very dry out there, and we do not expect much change for the balance of the week. We do expect an some influx of moisture for the weekend. Could see 1 or 2 showers, but next week we still have another batch of Saharan dust moving in. It's going to be dry and hot once again. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. We'll take a look at the tropics and your extended forecast when we come back.
Long summer.
Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you'd like to see more content like this. Follow all of the Our News social media pages so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Energy project in southwestern New Providence. Is it the answer to the blackouts plaguing electricity consumers? And later,
I was satisfied. They gave me a brand new dog, which is now Lassie, a nice female, and I'm quite satisfied.
we'll tell you why this dog is so special to his new owner. That's coming up when our news returns.
Now wake up in the morning and I take a walk outside.
The dangers are escalating. Vaping liquid marijuana is on the rise, damaging lungs and increasing stroke risk. And a deadly new trend, lean, cough syrup, soda, and candy, a lethal combination that can cause seizures and even death. Possession means arrest and prosecution. I am Corporal 2641 Rory Fox of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Protect your loved ones. Learn more by visiting our website.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed
Work is set to begin on a $500 million energy project in southwestern New Providence after ground was broken for the construction of a new liquefied natural gas terminal on Monday afternoon. The project was made possible thanks to a partnership between Shell and Focal. It's being hailed as a major step in the government's energy reform plan. It comes at a time when blackouts have plagued not only New Providence, but also the Family Islands, leaving thousands of residents without power during record heat. But according to Prime Minister Philip Davis, once completed, the plant will improve electricity generation, grid reliability, and reduce fuel costs. At the groundbreaking ceremony, the Prime Minister acknowledged the energy crisis, but also insisted the new plant will help tackle the problem.
Families felt the inconvenience, and communities across New Providence saw what happens when systems are interrupted. Your frustration is real and your concerns are valid. This has been one of the hottest summers on record, and across the globe, power grids are straining under the weight of extreme heat, surging demand, storms, and infrastructure that was never built for the pressures we face today. That is why this step toward LNG is so important. This project is part of a broader effort to strengthen our energy foundation and to give families the confidence that when they turn on the lights, the power will be there.
So officials are projecting consumers will begin seeing the benefits by the first quarter of 2027. Shell's Executive Vice President of LNG Marketing and Trading, Tom Summers, says the project combines its global LNG supply and technical expertise with Focal's local experience to deliver a reliable and secure fuel source. Sumner says the project is also a milestone in strengthening the Bahamas' long-term energy security.
We bring the global expertise and we bring the supply of LNG, but our partners in Focal bring the expertise on the ground. They bring a lot of great resource and staffing to make this project possible. And it's really therefore important that the power of the two companies together really delivering here. We're really proud and honored to be working together with our partners Focal in New Providence Gas, in which we're going to be bringing LNG to the Bahamas. And this is going to be providing a reliable and secure supply of energy for power generation here in Nassau.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, back to the BOC and back to naming national teams. This time it's one for another multi-sport event, the CAC Games. Coach Joe and the crew hit the floor against the host in Nicaragua. Then we look back at some of the country's best young swimmers against regional competition.
So you need a partner.
When I wake up in the morning.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you'd like to see more content like this. Follow all of the Our News social media pages so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
People today that have a heart attack and need to have a vessel open can essentially leave the hospital sometimes in 24 hours and sometimes even on the same day. This is unheard of.
We can actually treat our patients right here locally in the Bahamas where they don't need to travel abroad for care.
In terms of cardiac cath cases, from 1996 to now, we've done well over 3,000.
This is why we're here at Doctors Hospital. State-of-the-art care for these common conditions that we deal with on an everyday basis.
A person should see a specialist.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. So we've got 40 athletes across 10 disciplines headed to the Dominican Republic for the region's premier multi-sport event. Think of it as the Olympics on a smaller scale, but with a lot of bachata music. A lot. The Summer of Team Bahamas just keeps on rolling. Now the Bahamas Olympic Committee has named the team for the 25th Central American and Caribbean Games, July 25th through August 8th in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. We're sending athletes in 10 different sports: track and field, swimming, boxing, judo, sailing, golf, archery, equestrian, esports, and wrestling. In track and field, that team features familiar names ranging from Olympians like Antonique Strawn and Denisha Cartwright to college standouts like Brandon Vanderpool and Zion Campbell. Meanwhile, the swimming team will be led by another Olympian, Renishka Gibbs, to youth stars like recent Carifta team captain Tristan Hepburn. There's Anai Powell and Keanu Green in boxing, an 8-member sailing team led by Joshua Higgins and Eliza Denning, Cara Hanna and Xavier Johnson in judo, Anna Vlasov in equestrian, Derek Wong Jr. in esports, Madison Carroll Carlos in golf, Shannon Hanna in wrestling, and Laron Roll in archery. Full team rosters can be found at rnews.com. You don't just get over a loss like the one the national team took on Sunday night, but there's only one way to at least try to. You get back at it, and we had to do it in hostile territory against the host. After letting one slip away against the DR, Team Bahamas closed out in the fourth quarter last night and responded with a gutty 73-67 win over Nicaragua at the FIBA Central Basket America qualifiers. 12 lead changes had the crowd into it, especially when Nicaragua tied the game at 67 with under 2 minutes left to play. But LaShawn Higgs said, not today. She knocked down the go-ahead jumper that put the Bahamas back in front, and the defense did the rest, holding Nicaragua to a single field goal over the last 3 minutes. Higgs again led the team with 25 points, while Valerie Nesbitt had 21, Rima Collins had a 12-point, 10-rebound double-double, and Antonisha Moultrie had 10 boards and 4 blocks. Next up, Mexico on Wednesday. They don't just dominate at home, they take their show on the road too. Some of the country's best young swimmers made their mark on the Pan Am Aquatics Champs. It was a 3-person team, but one made an absolute star turn in Colombia on the international stage. Kriston Joseph put on a show and put the Bahamas in the spotlight by winning 5 medals. Gold in the 50 fly in 26.05 seconds, gold in the 100 fly in 57.72, silver in the 50 free in 24.14, silver in the 50 breast in 30.96, and bronze in the 100 free in 53.32. As for the other team members, Nia Belton finished 16th in the 1500 free, 17th in the 800 free, and 21st in the 400 free. Isaac Wright took on 4 events with his best result, a 32nd place finish in the 400 free. With Joseph leading the charge, the team finished 9th overall among 31 countries. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. You know, waiting for the time when we can see JJ run with the group now in Nicaragua is like waiting for Goku to join the rest of the crew on Dragon Ball Z. Don't know if that reference is either too old or too young for this audience. That's why I do what I do.
And still to come tonight, soaring temperatures continue across the country. Greg is back with your extended weather forecast and a happy ending for this dog owner who lost his best friend in a shooting earlier this year. That's coming up when our news returns.
When I wake up in the morning and I take a walk outside, I see the sunshine, I see a new day.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you'd like to see more content like this. Follow all of the Our News social media pages so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services,
This is our news. Welcome back. First, a look at the tropics, where we're watching two tropical waves, one moving off the African coast as we speak. Not much in terms of any organization with that system. Some disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with it will continue its trek towards the west and continue to move in that direction with not much happening. Then we have this one across Central America that's generating quite a bit of shower activity. Some high-level clouds moving across the southeast Bahamas associated with this, but not expecting much in terms of any rainfall across us as well. Closer to home, that ridge of high pressure still in charge. Saharan dust still in place. We have a dust advisory as well as the heat advisory in place for the chain of islands, and a severe heat warning in effect for the northern islands, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Berry Islands. Expecting feels like temperatures to be somewhere between 110 to maybe 120 degrees. So if you plan on doing anything on the outdoors, make sure you stay protected. Future forecast showing nothing happening across us, just some high level moisture moving across the area. We could see one or two small showers just across the Andros area. That will take us through Wednesday and into Thursday. Some moisture moving just to the north of the Bahamas, but we do not see much in terms of any rainfall in the picture for the balance of the week. Boating forecast, northwest and central Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet. Those winds will fall light and variable across the northern islands. High tide is at 8:54 tonight. The low tide takes place at 3:15 in the morning. Southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there as well. We're keeping that easterly flow at 15 knots. Seas will be running 3 to 5 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep the heat on throughout the balance of the week. The Saharan dust will be thinning out by the weekend. We do expect an influx of some moisture by Saturday and Sunday, so we could see 1 or 2 isolated showers. But by next week, we expect more Saharan dust to be moving in, and those temperatures will stay in the 90s. Heat indices will remain in the triple digits. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
And finally tonight, a happy ending to a story that began with tragedy. After losing his dog in a shooting involving a corrections officer earlier this year, one man is finally finding a reason to smile. It's all thanks to a generous gesture from the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. And here's how he's looking at it now. He's starting a whole new chapter with a Belgian Malinois pup. Our Tanasa Outen has the...
Meet Lassie, a playful Belgian Malinois puppy who's already bringing new life and joy to Errol Duke Strawn. Back on March 6, Strawn was left heartbroken after his dog Trump was fatally shot by a corrections officer, a case that sparked public outrage across the country. Months later, after that matter was resolved between Strawn and B-Docs, that chapter is now being followed by one of healing, as he's presented with a new companion.
Well, it was a little surprise. You realize they shot my dog, which was my favorite dog, Trump. Name was Trump, and but they compensate me. They compensated me. I was satisfied. They gave me a brand new dog, which is now Lassie, a nice female. And I'm quite satisfied.
And as for her name, it turns out the inspiration came from the big screen.
From a movie. There was a dog in the movie called Lassie. A German Shepherd.
Sean says it didn't take long for Lassie to feel right at home. Just hours after arriving, the energetic pup was already exploring the yard she now shares with 2 other dogs.
She's quite at home in just a few hours.
Yeah?
Yeah, they just brought it yesterday.
So
well, they see it, they're kind of suspicious, and whenever they pass by, she begin to rear up.
And with a new energetic pup to take care of, Strawn says he's looking into creating a fenced-in portion of his yard for the new pup. He's also looking forward to training Lassie and watching her grow, while still cherishing the memory of the dog he lost.
They say Lassie is very trainable, So I expect to train her in many different ways.
Now he says though the pain of losing his previous dog still remains, he says that this little Malinois puppy represents something he thought he had lost: hope. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chinasa Houghton.
All right, thank you for that story tonight, Chinasa. What a great way to end the newscast. We're very happy for Mr. Strawn and his new pup, Lassie. And if you're old enough to remember Lassie, on the big screen as well as on the television screen, for those of us who are old enough to remember. Great story to end the news with tonight. That's going to do it for all of us here at Our News. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Until then, have yourself a wonderful evening.